the '69 Speedway season, Dwayne came home. He got a job working for the Milne brothers, Jack and Cordy Milne, and some other guys too that worked there at the shop, and he got a good paying job. I'm not sure exactly what his title was. Got to ask Sandra Hicks about that one. But he was just making money. And then the following year, they wanted him to come back to the British League. And he told them, I'm making too much money here at the Milne Brothers. Plus, I'm close to home. Then he decided he would not return. And he never returned back to the British League after that. Dwayne was so good, he went to New Zealand in '72 and was the captain of Team America. He scored 18 points, and he was a leader of that team. That shows you just how good of rider Dwayne was. He went to actually New Zealand, and he raced. Probably Barry Briggs and Ivan Major was watching this sensation. But Dwayne really didn't get into Speedway that much. He should have. Probably would be alive today if he did. But he went ahead and raced over there in New Zealand for Team America. Dwayne was definitely a bona fide Speedway star, but his heart was into TT flat track. And when JC Agajanian at Ascot said, you need to come and start racing on Friday nights over at Ascot, Dwayne went ahead and accepted that. And he started racing TT. I guess he was weaning away from Speedway at the time. He was probably making a lot of money at Ascot. He became the California State Champion in the 15-lap race over at Ascot. A record of speed, which held for more than 6 years. The guy was a flyer, and he was a superstar at Ascot. 1973, he was the weekly points champion over at Ascot. And then they had the Nationals, and he got 6th place in the Nationals with all the top pros racing TT. In '75, he got invited to race at Australia and Denmark to race in the long track, the TTs, and he was going to do that at the end of the season. However, his season got cut short. On May 1st, 1975, he had a tragic accident. He was racing, and 2 riders that were in front of him fell down. And Dwayne, he tried to get away from those guys, the crashes, so he didn't hurt them. He didn't hurt himself. And in the meantime, he fell trying to avoid the crash. Probably should have laid it down. But going that speed, on a half mile, it's very fast. And then when he fell, a rider from behind hit him. And we're not sure exactly what caused this death. He passed away during this accident, whether it was his Harley Davidson or the motorcycle that ran him over from behind. It was a horrendous and a horrible accident. He was rushed to the Harbor General Hospital, like in Torrance. That's the same hospital I had an operation when I was just a young child, a little bit before that crash. Had my tonsils taken out. But sad to say that he passed away just shortly after that crash. He had multiple head injuries. I guess his sternum was messed up. He just was crushed, and it was very sad. And he had just passed away a few hours after that accident on May 1, 1975. And the whole motorsport world mourned the loss of Dwayne Keeter. He was only just 30 years old, not an old guy, and he was a star, established star, a motorcycle rider, one of the many riders who have fallen, sadly, at Ascot Park. Another great racer gone too soon, sad to say. It's very sad. Motorcycle racing is a dangerous sport. That's perhaps one of the reasons why I got out of it when I was developing as a young rider. I had a feeling that I was going to have a major injury, whether it was being paralyzed or the same fate of Dwayne. So it's just a dangerous sport, and the consequences are very severe. If just 1 second, your whole life can change. But today we honor the life of Dwayne Keeter. He was a very famous rider. He was a very unknown rider too. It's hard to find a lot about this guy, but he was a star. And today we honor his life, his name, his accomplishments as a Speedway rider and a TT rider. Rest in peace, Dwayne Keeter, a fallen racer gone too soon.